So running through your guys' like standard playbook, and again, one thing you've made very clear, and I also want to make clear here, is that it sounds like you guys, I think, I'm sure a lot of the other aggregators as well, but you've made it very clear in that, you kind of meld to what's necessary to the deal. Like maybe
Right.
someone doesn't want to put 6 months in post sale, or maybe they want less of an earnout, or whatever it might be. Maybe they have a business that was struggling for some reason. They're trying to, but if you look at your standard one sheet outline of what a deal would look like, what could someone expect to kind of see as some basic terms coming to you guys?
Yeah, lately we've seen an upfront payment, and then most sellers that we work with want to earn out potential, whether that's a stability clause or that's based on the profit participation as we grow. They want that they can make the most money on their earnout. And usually when we're talking to a seller, the other companies that we're talking to can operate businesses as well, and so they usually choose that option with the earnout potential, and then it's just who am I betting on to grow my business. But again, usually we ask them right off the bat, what do you want? We also give them two options. Here's what you could get if you took an upfront payment, and then here's what you could have if you took the earnout potential. I think sellers like that. I think it's their business. They should choose
Right.
how to exit.
So let's say it's that $1 million EBITDA business. I mean, are you comfortable sharing what like the two options would be if I were Mike Jack to sell my $1 million EBITDA business? What would you present to me?
Yeah, well, I mean, we number one, we'd show you exactly how we're going to grow your business. I think that's important as well. I'm not totally comfortable giving you numbers. I think one thing that separates AccuCo is that we're not just going to throw out a number to get you excited, get you into an exclusive period, and then hammer you down with
Right.
hey, we found this, and then either the deal falls apart or you agreed way less. In fact, a lot of times we acquire a business, we lost them the first time, right? They went with this shiny number and they came back. 99% of the times that we close, it are the terms that we agreed to on the LOI, and I think that's really important that we're transparent all the way through.
And for people that are out there listening that haven't been through this process before, I'm just kind of reading between the lines here because I've lived this. Unfortunately, you're 20 years in business, you just kind of see everything. But even specifically in the e-commerce space, I mean, a lot of the brokers will sign up people based on whoever can get advertise that, but they're going to put the highest number on the business in terms of sale. So like, oh, we can get 4.5x for your business. We're going to list it for 4.5 million. We think it doesn't sell for that, and then they got to like lower it, but they're like already under contract and kind of got people sucked in. I see that happen a lot. That's one of the things I really appreciate about Quiet Light. They are way more realistic in the numbers that they typically will, tell you that businesses are actually selling for, and that they try to sell or list them in that range instead of playing games of trying to give you false hope and expectations. And, for you as the business owner, this is going to be one of the most emotional things you're going to go through, right? This is your baby, the thing that you created. It's a life-changing amount of money. For the person on the other side, it's going to be different. It's a business transaction. The people that are less scrupulous or whatever will come up with all kinds of crap to like needle you down and wear you out. And you're so close to the finish line. You're like, oh, what's another 50K? What's another 100K? And next thing you know, you're right back to where you started. And, the fact that you guys don't do that, I really appreciate.
Yeah, absolutely. And look, Amazon is a huge space, but it's really a small world. People talk, and the last thing we want is a reputation of, beating people down. The other thing is sometimes people go and they sell a business and then they start another business. So we want to maintain that relationship. We want to maintain our reputation here. And it's probably, we especially see some of the, like you mentioned earlier, there's like 100 aggregators. Some of the smaller ones who haven't necessarily raised capital will throw out a big number. It's the best way for them to differentiate themselves.
Right.
So, for any sellers who are listening to this, it's good to ask where the cash is coming from. What does the process look like? How fast can you close? Because sometimes we go up against companies that are, throwing out high multiples, and then they're scrambling to get the cash.
Right. They don't actually have the money yet. They just
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, there's fast money, in this case, you can get cash quickly, but it could take 6 months. And it's really unfair to a seller who, like you mentioned, like it's their baby, right? They're maybe already planning the next chapter of their life.
Yep.
And they're waiting on this cash, and maybe it takes 180 days. Maybe it never comes. It's really not fair. I mean, Amazon sellers, they're never going to take their foot off the pedal, but, eventually their business is selling. And so,
Yeah.
for the sellers out there, make sure that whoever you're talking to, they have the cash. I would say you can really ask, almost anything you want, right? Where do you get the cash from? Who are your investors? What does the process look like? Do your diligence just like the aggregators doing their due diligence on the seller.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.